We're here.
Hi, Marilyn. Hey, Michael. Good to see you.
Hope everybody's day was great today. I know ours was.
Different.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was very good. We had a nice long talk, Jay and I.
Mm-hmm. Had some meetings.
Yes.
Went on a field trip. Had some good pizza.
Oh, yeah, we had really good pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go there Saturday night, I think. That's when I made my reservation.
What time are you going to go?
5:30. I made it for 4.
Oh,
I thought somebody would want to go with us.
Hey, Jolene. Good to see you. Alrighty. Well, we have quite a busy night tonight. So as people are sort of signing on, we'll sort of give you a rundown of what we're going to do, and then we'll get going. So we're going to talk about some of the tours that have came back and that are leaving this week. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you. We're going to go talk about how to build a tour. So how to build a trip. So really, if you are building one yourself, maybe it's a girls trip or a family vacation, we're going to do one day together just to give you a little clue of what we do. Hi, Mark and Linda. Of what it's like when we start planning a trip, and we'll show you a behind the scenes look at our software that's called Trapify. It's the guest version that you guys see on your phones. We'll show you what it looks like behind the scenes to put it all together. And then we're going to go over the Charleston and Savannah trip briefly, the Texas wine country briefly, and then we got some reminders for you. And then, of course, at the end, we have our drawing for the $1,000 gift certificate from all the tour parties that we had over the last month. So quite a bit to cover.
Yes. Where should we start? Okay, I can start.
Yeah, talk about the tours that came back.
Okay. Well, New England came back on the 13th of this month. And then Kansas and Nebraska, Albuquerque, they came back on the 12th of this month. And then Ireland came back on the 13th. And then Madison County came back on the 11th. And Wine, Cheese, and Chocolate came back tonight.
It's right now. Tom is there getting stuff. They're 20 minutes out from getting back. So we had quite a few. That Paul New England, that was, so Mark did both the number 1 and number 2. So yes. He was out on the road forever.
Yeah, he started in Burlington, went to New York, and then he rested a day and went right back around. Yep. Right? He went from New York back up to Burlington.
Yep.
So
does he have another trip this year? I don't know, but he was on PCA before that.
Route 66.
Well, not this year.
Yeah.
No, this year's over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's next year. Yeah.
Next year. Excuse me.
Next year. Part 2.
I'm all mixed up.
We have so many trips.
We're already working on 26 and 27. So we're trying to get ahead of everything.
Hey, Bert. Hey, Barb. How's it going? Good to see y'all. Okay, and so tours that are heading out. So Wine and Cheese left today, but it came back today. It's a one-day trip with Alyssa and Sue. Something that had a great time. Actually, speaking of that, let's show some pictures. So there is Gage at the winery. Oh, and you see Debbie Douglas and some of our friends, and Denise. I think that's the back of Denise's head.
That's Denise's head.
So also, fun fact, Debbie's probably not on because she's on the trip coming back. But we wanted to give out a shout out because she'll watch it later. So we want to celebrate Debbie Douglas. A lot of you probably know her, but she's been a guest of ours for quite some time. And the Wine and Cheese and Chocolate Tour was her 20th tour with us. So thank you so much, Deb. Everybody give Debbie a round of applause. Give her the claps. It means so much to us that you're such a great advocate for us and that you enjoy traveling with us. It's just been a blast. We've been able to go with her on several trips over the years. So it's just been great to be a part of her life so much and for her to be such a great Travel Tribe member. So,
and she doesn't only do trips. She brings us presents.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, those fans that we got, those were cool. Yeah.
So presents help, guys.
So she is coming back from that trip. So Debbie Douglas, we really appreciate you. Love you so much. Thank you for being a big supporter. Here is a picture of the Fall in New England number 2 with Mark, that group out there. They're out in, I think that's in Portland, Maine, checking out some lighthouses. Hey, Pam and John, good to see y'all. And then we had 2 bus tours out on the Balloon Fiesta. So this is one of the pictures. That is with Bill and Chris's bus.
Okay.
Probably a mix, but they were out there. 3 sessions they had to see the balloon. So there was 4, but one of them got rained out at night.
Which one was that?
I don't know. One of the night sessions got torrential downpours. And, what was great is that we had, the hospitality tent. So if you were with our group, you were in the tent and not out and about. And then you got on the bus and headed back. So it was great. They had a great time, great weather for it. Super happy to have the trip go out. So what about tours that are coming up. So we had one today, and then we have
Yes, one went out today. It was Kansas City Southwest Parks tour.
Yep. With Carrie
with
and
Carrie
Robert.
and Robert, right? And then the Nebraska Southwest Parks is going to go out the 18th,
on Saturday,
right? And then we also have the Magnolia trip that's going to go down on the 16th with Cliff. So
Yep.
we're pretty busy this week.
Yes. Probably, this is just kind of interesting. It doesn't happen all the time, but everybody's heard about the government shutdown, so that's crazy. And you can be sort of isolated from those things. We've dealt with it not only on our Southwest National. We're dealing with our Southwest National Parks, right? Those are all open because the states have funded those. So those tours were great, and that's going to be great. And then the Statue of Liberty was open on the New England tours.
Right.
So that worked out for our New England folks. But unfortunately, the DC tour is just not possible the way we want to do it for our guests.
Not this year.
I know these next week. So talk about a time crunch to get everything all squared away. It was pretty interesting to do that with our partner in DC. But the Capitol is not available for tour, and the Smithsonian's are not available for tour. And if those are big things on your bucket list, it would have been quite a different trip. It would have been amazing. I tell you, the staff out there is amazing, and I'm sure it would have been fun. But if it's your bucket list for you, we want to make sure that's what you want to do. So working through that. Now watch. We did all that stuff today, all that chaos, trying to get it all canceled in the last second, and they'll figure out a solution to the government shutdown tomorrow, and that'll be so funny. I will.
Don't even say that, Jay. Just
go back to drinking. Anyway, that just it's a real life situation. We talk about government shutdowns and how far-reaching it gets. It's right here at Excite. It affects us and our guests too. So again, we'll persevere. We'll be back out in March with a group, and hopefully they can join us on that trip.
And it'll be a beautiful trip.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Okay. So a lot of times, we plan. Obviously, we spend a lot of time planning our trips. We do 90% of the trips ourselves. We do partner every once in a while with a travel partner that is an expert in the field, like DC or Colette, who's doing Africa and Iceland and others. But when we're doing them, we build everything from scratch. And so you can take some of these lessons away from you if you're planning a trip with your family. Hi, Lonnie. Good to see you, Lonnie Hansen.
Hi, Lonnie.
Kay is on. Mary Stark is on. Good to see you. Jody Williams, Karen. So it's going to be sort of awkward, but I'm going to try to drive this a little bit as we go. I'm going to share my screen. So we have sort of like dream up ideas and trips, and then we have a lot of people that write in and give us ideas for trips. And so like one of them, for example, is Pat. She heard of Dogwood Canyon down in South Missouri. And so I've never heard of that before. And so we checked it out, and it turns out that it's probably going to fit on one of our new trips. That's a surprise coming out. So there you go. There's a little surprise coming. But we just go through everybody's suggestions, and we sort of look at, are other people requesting that? Can we fit it into a tour we already have, or do we need to create one? Where do we have gaps? And so we'll pick one. And so once we kind of pick the idea behind the trip or the location, then we really start to build it out. And so here, I'm going to share my screen. This is what we call Travefy. So you can see it here. I'm going to go to it. And so we're going to just do it. We're going to just do a play trip. So this is not a real thing, but this is what you can see. So this is what it looks like. It's just blank. And it says day 1. And so, when you click up here, you can set the date. So we're going to say, we'll leave next week. And then it'll already populate the date. So that's good. Okay. So the very first thing we have to decide is, where are we going? And so we are going to go to a trip to, I was going to say Dodge, Nebraska, but we might have trouble with our hotel and restaurants there.
Right.
So let's do, we can do Des Moines. That's easy. So we're going to do a trip to Des Moines. Okay. So for Des Moines, we already sort of know how far it is away. And so we start the departures from a time if we have an event with that time, and then we back it up to the time they need to leave from Omaha, and then everything else sort of fits around that because the bus is going to end up in Omaha. So we're going to say that we're going to go to the Des Moines Botanical Gardens, and they don't open until 10. So that's going to be our first thing. Okay, so we know that we need to leave at 8. So we're going to add an event, and we're going to say that this is transportation. So we're going to say we have a departure, and we're going to start with Omaha. So depart Omaha, and then we'll put a time in here, and we're going to say 8 a.m. Okay, and so then we're going to hit save. And then there is the first thing. Okay, so now you can sort of like puzzle pieces together.
Right.
So
We usually have Lincoln in there.
Yep.
So we're going to put Lincoln in there.
Okay, so we're going to, no, come on here. It's a little slow because we're sharing the screen. So transportation, we're going to depart. So we're going to depart Lincoln.
Right.
Okay, so depart Lincoln. Okay, and then now since Omaha was 8, that means Lincoln is technically 45 minutes away from Omaha, the place we pick up, maybe 40, depending on a good day. But we always got a little buffer time because we use the restroom or we need some time to get the Omaha people on the bus. So we always put it an hour behind. So that would be 7 o'clock a.m.
Right. And then let's say that we have quite a few people up in Norfolk.
Okay, so then we're going to add the departure for Norfolk. So we're going to go to here, other. So we're going to depart. Norfolk. Okay, so then it's like, well, that is a solid 2 hours from the hotel in Norfolk to the hotel in Omaha. So it's typically 2 hours we put there. Now we start to give a little bit of buffer time.
Right.
So it would probably be 2 hours and 15 minutes just to give people some wiggle room. So if it's at 8, 7, 6, so 5:45 a.m. would be the departure time.
Right. And usually we don't have a bus start there.
Right.
So usually it's a shuttle. Maybe someday it'll be a bus.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
So then you have your departure points. Okay, so now we're going to go to our first. So then we're going to go, and so we'll like go to we'll search for Des Moines. We'll say we've never ever been to this place before. So Des Moines, and we're going to say Botanical Gardens, and we're going to search. And so we're going to look, and you can't see my screen, but it has 4.7 star reviews. It gives you the actual. I should show you this actually. Let me go back to this. Let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to remove.
And while he's doing this, it's not, we read everything about this place, every review that people write in,
Yep.
Stars, how many stars it has, where it's rated,
Yep.
Everything we can, what is all around there, like if there's dining there or if there's something else to do there.
Yep. So okay, Des Moines Botanical Gardens. We want to be a part of this. This is 4.7 star reviews. Here are the Google reviews. Those are good ones to start with. You can click on those and read through those because those are guest reviews, right? And so you can go down. Another thing to pay attention to is the dates because they aren't always sorted in date order. See, this says most relevant. That means that this algorithm is picking out what's most relevant. But if you go to newest, it'll sort by the latest version. And why that's important is because staff change, management changes,
right?
Hotel, everything changes over time, and so maybe they had a little slump, right? But you're reading those, but if you look at the current ones, it's back, it's better, or the other way around, maybe it's worse,
right?
And so you can read through these reviews, and so we're like, hey, look, these have a lot of 5-star reviews. They have great pictures. It's consistent. There's recent reviews. Okay, so we're gonna add it. So then we're gonna do back to our StreamYard so I can share my other screen. And we're gonna say, okay, so we're gonna add a new event. And so we're gonna activity, and we're gonna say that this is Des Moines, pick the longest name possible to type. Botanical Gardens. Okay. And then down here, we need to say, well, for the team, we act like nobody's ever been here before. So you're going to copy the address and the phone number. That's a generic phone number. If we have, then we will call and say, hey, we went over the group. We're going to bring a group here. So we get a group coordinator number and put that phone number in there with the contact. Now, if you're traveling by yourself, you probably don't need that, right? You just have the regular phone number and the address. And then, if something were to happen, you call that main number and they would help you out. But for behind the scenes for us, we need to know that. And then anything else we put in here, like
how much it is to get in there.
Yep. Do we pay it already or not?
All right.
We need to drop off a specific door?
Right.
If we know where the restrooms are, so we can already know that in advance.
Right. And where the buses park, where you park.
Oh, yeah, where the buses park. You can put in here, like, how long it takes. So we're going to say we're going to be here at 10 a.m.
And probably what, an hour and a half, maybe?
Yep. So we're gonna put that. This should take an hour and a half. And then this is really kind of cool. We don't use this enough, but you can type in here, and it will pull up like a bunch of information about it. Botanical Gardens. So you can click on this, and if it's cool, see, then it brings up more information, tells you the location, and that just enhances the whole experience for the guests on the end.
Right.
So there you go.
And now we're hungry.
Now we're hungry. So we need to find a restaurant. So, okay, so we're going to go. Restaurants near Des Moines. Well, we don't want the airport, but.
How about by Botanical Gardens?
Yeah. Okay, I got to share my screen so you guys can see this. So we're going to stop sharing this one, back, and we're going to add. Okay. Okay, so here is, again, so some tidbits about if you are looking at restaurants. So we're looking at restaurants near Des Moines Botanical Gardens. So they have the first thing you see is Botanical Gardens. Well, we're not looking for that anymore. So now we need to kind of move past all that. You have the greater, you can tell if these are ads because they have a little ad by them. So this one doesn't really have any ads to start with, but it's not really listing things. This is saying that there is dining at the Botanical Gardens. Mm. So we could say, well, maybe we check out with the group coordinator if they have some way for us to do a group lunch. And is that like a meal that we would want?
Right.
Or is it geared more towards like kids? Because we don't want like a lunch box with a peanut butter sandwich for our guests. That would be fine for student groups, but for us, probably not the best.
So we're going to go to best 26 restaurants.
So you can go to the best 26 restaurants near the Botanical Gardens. Yep. And then I'm just going to show one more thing. You can go down and it'll start to list them, and you can see all the different things that are going on. So we can do Open Table. That's close. Then you can see now, again, it's got the price listed here. It's got the reviews. It's got you can go through the pictures. So we're looking at price point. We're looking at vibe. We can see how far they are away from different places. One thing that's important for us, not so much important if you're going to book it for 2 people or 4 people, but this place might be cool. Maybe it fits the budget, but is it big enough?
Right. Is it big enough for 40 some people?
Right. So maybe we where was that one up here? Oh, that's Olive Yum. That's good.
And the longer we're in business, the more we know about these places and we go to these places. So.
Okay, so let's say Tupelo Honey. So we're going to try, let's look at Tupelo Honey. So we're going to click in here and we're going to read the reviews. It's got 4 stars, 711 reviews. So fair amount of reviews on here. You can look over what they like, but then you can also just copy and paste this, put it back in your browser and then here you can get the Google reviews. So this has got 4.2 out of 5, 1,000 reviews. There's a lot more pictures. Right. So you can see okay, does it look like it's going to be able to hold 45 people? Yes, no. There's videos, pictures of the food. And, some videos are staged, right? So that's a staged photo by the restaurant. I want to see it from a guest perspective. What did the guests take a picture of? Nobody leaves their fork on there like that. That's not we want to see the guest photos. See, here's the guest photo. You can tell it's not quite sit up, all pretty and fancy. You see what the biscuits look like, the food portion sizes, all those different things. There's somebody's. So, and we're like, okay, so then we would call and we would say, okay, we have a group coming. Is that someplace that we can, that's going to work? They say yes. Okay, then we will do okay, so is it better for us to order off the menu? Or is it, do we want to shorten down the menu? Sometimes people are thinking that, well, you're just shortening the menu to make sure that it fits a budget.
No.
That's usually not the case.
Usually the case is we have 45 people and they have to know what food to order in the first place. And they have to get it out in a certain amount of time. So our thinking is, okay, let's have a meat, let's have a chicken, let's have a fish, let's have a veggie portion, for people that are vegetarians and everything. And that's usually what we do. if we have 45 people. There's just no way to take an order, give it to the kitchen, and have them get it out in time for us, because we usually leave an hour and a half for dinner. So that's why we do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine how long it takes for a table of 10. Think about 40, and everybody's got their wants and ads and everything. It can just take a long time. So again, here we're back to Travefy. We are adding Tupelo honey. We're going to say we're having 90 minutes at the Town Gardens. That was at 10. So you're at 10:30 or you're at 11:30. It's going to take a few minutes to get out of there, load the bus, probably have to drive there. We'll look at the distance. So
12 o'clock.
How far is this away? Oh, it says it's 10 minutes. Okay. So we need to add in then
11:45.
If you're looking at sharing your screen, I'm not sharing it, am I? That's so funny. Let me go back, guys. Sorry. There we go. So we're looking at Tupelo honey. So we're adding Tupelo honey to our schedule. We talked about the time. We're going to say if we leave at 11:30, it's 15 minutes buffer, 15 minutes, 10 minutes drive there. So we're going to say noon. So we're going to be there at 12. And then again, you can put the duration. We're going to put in an hour for this.
We try to keep everything in an hour, but
yeah, if you have 45 people, it could take an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We just the bones all kind of go like this. So okay, Tupelo honey.
Right.
Okay, so now you have that. Now you're up to 1:30, and now it's time to pick an afternoon event. So then you would go through the same process, right? And you'd see how far it is. Does it fit the vibe? What's the theme of the tour going to be? Are you trying to get somewhere? If we're trying to head towards Galena, then there's a couple options that we like to stop at. The Mana Colonies is one,
right.
Field of Dreams is one. Dubuque and all that stuff is out there. So what's going to fit the vibe? Put the distance in there. We also put in here okay, so where are we going to stop? You would add a stop in there.
Yes, we have to have a time period for a rest stop.
Yep.
And that's usually 2.5 hours. Every 2.5 hours.
And so that would all go in here, and then you would add a hotel. And hotels are the same. Hotels we do similar. So we would put in here what hotel we're going to stay at. So we're going to stay at the DeSoto House, and then you would copy and paste in the Galena. And I'm going to copy and paste this. And it's going to go here. And then here you put the hotel contact, when we're going to check in. We're going to say we're going to check in at 4:30 so that we can go to dinner afterwards. You can put in there that, what time the luggage needs to be dealt with, if you're going to deal with that, when to pay the bill, when the keys are going to be ready, all that stuff, who the contact with the front desk is like. And it's important when you're booking hotels to go to the Google reviews. It is so easy in hotel, like when you're looking at hotels, there are so many ads, and there are so many times where you click on somebody's link, it takes you to hotels.com or to booking.com. Or if you go to Marriott.com, those reviews are they're more able to be messed with Marriott because on their own website. Not always, they're still accurate-ish, but Google is the best source overall if you have a lot of reviews out there. So read them and then look at the pictures. What do the pictures look like? Look at the guest pictures look like. That is really, really important. There
are standard things that I look at when I look at a hotel. First of all, it's the first view, and I look at the colors.
Mm-hmm.
That gets me right away, and how things are organized. If it's I like to always see two places for the receptionist.
Yep.
Where you walk in and it's just broad.
Mm-hmm.
And I like wood floors.
Yep.
And sometimes I like wood floors if the carpets look shabby in the rooms, I like wood floors. Yep. I would take wood floors over anything. And the colors in the rooms, how the bed's made. I always look to see how the bed's made.
Yep.
If they can't make it nice and pretty and not have any creases or anything in it, then forget it.
Yep.
It's got to be really sharp.
And remember to put those reviews in chronological order.
Yes.
That makes a difference. And read a bunch. Just one disgruntled customer with the front desk staff is not a bad review. That could be anything imaginable. So
right.
It does take some deep diving in there. So we really do that. And now we've got 5 people that look into all of that stuff, not just Cindy and I that are looking into all of that. So So that's what it looks like. And then we make it, we copy and paste that version and take out the times and we send it out to the guests to get on your phone. And the reason we take out the times is because the times are important for the guide to make sure everybody gets where they need to be, but they are going to be adjusted. And so we do get a lot of feedback if we're off by 5 or 10 minutes, and it just adds to sort of like the angst of it. It doesn't, you're on vacation, so you don't have to worry about that. The guides will take care of all the timing and everything, but then you'll have a true order of what everything's going to be like. So a little behind the scenes of what that looks like to use Travelify and how we build trips. That's one very simple day. But anyway, that's that.
It's very broad, but if you get one and you make one, and who knows, maybe you want to send it on in. We don't care.
Yeah. I mean, Jolene has sent me several ideas for trips. I mean, a lot of guests have sent stuff. So if you have ideas, email us and we will look at them. Okay.
We better tell people what we have left here. Hawaii. Yep. What do we have left?
So we have one room left in Hawaii. So if you want to go to Hawaii in November, flights are still a great price. We can still get you on all the activities. We have one room for 2 people. That's November 2nd through the 11th. Coming up here.
We got Kansas City Christmas Spectacular, which is November 6th to the 7th.
Yep, 2 days. Don't want to miss that trip. That's super fun.
And we also have the Kansas City Chiefs weekend, which is the 22nd to the 23rd. So don't forget that one. Yep,
great trip ideas.
Okay. I don't think we have time for the other things.
I don't think so. So the tours that we were going to go through that you should think through is Charleston and Savannah. And I know we had Marla from Des Moines, getting some people together from Des Moines. So if you want to go and you're from Des Moines, get a group together because we want to come pick you up out there.
Right.
She's looking for people to get group shuttled out of Des Moines.
Right.
Which we would do that to Independence. When's that trip?
That trip is April 8th to the 16th. It's 9 days, 15 meals at $2,200.
Yep. Charleston, Savannah, absolutely amazing trip. You will love it. I was just there this summer. Loved every second of it.
We had to beg him to come home, you guys. Beg him.
It was 105, so I would have stayed other than that, but no. Just kidding. Okay, and the other one is the Texas Wine Country. Check that out. We've got a great group going, but don't pass it up. I know it's in April, but it fills up really fast. I mean, that New Orleans and that South Padre are almost full. I think we have like 7 spots on each left. So if you're looking about getting on any of those, check it out. But otherwise, reserve your space. Come with us to Texas. Have a great time down there.
Okay. Let's see who we got.
Okay, so we have all the names in here. I don't remember how many how many we had altogether. We had almost 200 at the Omaha party alone. So
right.
We put all the names in here. All those little tags are in here. Okay. Big one. This is for the $1,000 gift certificate from our tour parties.
And we have
Pam Dietz from Oak Grove, Missouri. Pam Dietz. Pam Dietz. So we'll reach out to Pam and get her connected. That's so exciting.
Yeah, and let her know that she won $1,000.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Hey, look who's on. Debbie Douglas just signed on.
Hi, Debbie. Congratulations for 20
tours. We were saying congratulations. You have to watch the video playback, but we were saying thank you so much for your time, and patronage and love and support
and presents.
Yes. Okay. So thank you for the tour parties. You guys were so much fun. They were such a great time. It was a great idea to meet everybody and see everybody. I mean, the tours filled up so fast because of those tour parties and seeing everybody out there. We are probably going to do some more pop-up ones. So if you're in like the Fremont area or the Columbus area, or you want us to come to your town, let us know. It will be not right the way because we're getting into the holidays, but soon we will come out and do a tour party and come out and meet people and say hi and talk about the trips coming up. But that was amazing.
Right. Just let us know because we're welcome. We want to come out there.
Yep.
Wherever you are. Okay.
Awesome. Well, hey, don't forget to share the live and share the post that you see. Help us get the word out about our travel tribe. And Mrs. Dietz, we will get you your gift certificate. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon, and we will catch you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.